Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your man Pristine, back with another video. And yes, it is another unboxing. Today, ladies and gentlemen, before you is the new Samsung Galaxy A51. Now, this is the follow-up to the Samsung Galaxy A50 that was released last year in 2019. And you already know the order of business, man. I'm gonna unbox this thing. We're gonna go over the hardware, poke around with the software a little bit, and features, functions, and then we're gonna close this thing on out, man. You know what I'm talking about? So without further ado, let's do this. All right, now, first off, one of the most important specifications of any device being the price. I copped this on Amazon for a cool $309.87. With taxes, I paid $340.86. All right, so a link will be down below in the description. So after you check out this video, if you like what you saw, then you can just go into the description box, click on the little link. It's going to take you right to Amazon, which is where I ordered the device from. And boom, you can go ahead and order it just like that. All right, now, here we go with the spec list. All right, now we've got a 6.5-inch 1080 by 2400 pixels Super AMOLED display. We've got a 20:9 aspect ratio rather than a 19:9 aspect ratio. 20:9 aspect ratio, so the phone's going to be a little bit longer. Okay, we've got a PPI pixel density of 405. We've got a screen to body ratio of 87.4%. We've got Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the front of the device. We've got a plastic back and a plastic frame. All right, now the weight of the phone is 172 grams. That equates to 6.07 ounces. So the phone, although it's tall, it's not too heavy, right? It's not gonna feel like you're walking around with a brick in your pocket. Okay, now, for the internal specifications, the guts, we've got a Samsung Exynos 9611 chipset. Okay, so Samsung's got one of their own chipsets that they've made in this device, the Exynos 9611. We've got an octa-core CPU. We've got a GPU Mali G72 MP3 GPU. We've got 128 gigabytes of storage. We've got 4 or 6 gigs of RAM. I need to confirm the gigs of RAM because it wasn't really all that clear as to whether or not this was 4 or 6 gigs. So once I get into it, get into the settings, go to About Phone, then I'll clarify the amount of gigs of RAM that this phone actually has, but it's either 4 or 6. All right, but we do have 128 gigs of onboard storage that can be expanded up to a terabyte. And we are running Android 10 fresh out of the box. And we also do have the updated One UI 2, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I'm excited to see what that's about. All right, now, for the cameras on this bad boy, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? We've got 4 cameras on the rear and 1 on the front. Now, we've got a 48 megapixel wide sensor, primary. We've got a 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor. We've got a 5 megapixel telephoto sensor, and this is also the dedicated macro lens. We've got a 5 megapixel depth sensor, and those are the sensors that are on the rear. So 48 megapixel primary wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel telephoto, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor. On the front of this bad boy, we've got a 32 megapixel sensor. Some of the features within the camera, we've got an LED flash panorama, HDR. We've got a gyro electronic image stabilization on board. We do have 4K recording, and that is just with the rear camera. Actually, I need to confirm that. I need to confirm that because I believe that you may have 4K recording on the front of this bad boy as well, but I'll confirm that once we get into the software. But we do have 4K recording at 30 frames per second, and then we've got 1080p recording at 30, 60, and 120 frames per second. All right, now, battery life, we've got a 4,000 milliamp hour non-removable battery. We've got a fast charge or a quick charging 15-watt wall adapter in the box. We've got USB Type-C 2.0. All right, now, additional features, we've got NFC, Bluetooth 5.0, we've got an under-the-display fingerprint sensor, we've got FM radio. Yes, we do have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack for those of you that still like to plug in. Samsung was thinking about you, baby. They was thinking about you. All right. And we have what's called a game booster option on the device. So if you want to do some gaming, if you enable game booster, then it's going to provide a much more smoothing gaming experience, Samsung claims. All right. Now, the colors you can get this phone in, you can get it in Prism Crush Black. You can get it in Prism Crush Blue, which is what this is. And this is a very, very, very attractive looking device. You can get them in Prism Crush White and Prism Crush Pink. Prism Crush, don't know what that's about, but you know, hey, it is what it is, man. So those, ladies and gentlemen, are the specifications for the device here. And as you can see, our presentation looks pretty nice. Samsung A51. Obviously, the color of the phone that you ordered is going to be what's displayed on the top of the box here. On the left, Samsung Galaxy A51. On the back, it's nothing. On the right, it's nothing. On the bottom, we just got a barcode scanner, some other little information at the top. It's clean. I've already cut the little tape things on the side here, so we'll just go ahead and crack this thing out the box here. All right, and let's see. So we got a little something here. Let's see at the tip. There is our SIM ejection tool. Man, do we have a case? Oh, Samasung doing it big in 2020. Giving us a case is plenty. I got bars, y'all. Man, cool. Okay, so I was shocked and appalled when I did the unboxing for the Samsung Galaxy A70 last year in 2019 because that was the first Samsung device that I had ever, and I mean ever, gotten, and a case was included. So it's good to see here with the A51 here that we also get a case included. All right, good look, Samsung, good look, because most of the time you're paying $1,000 for Samsung devices and ain't no case. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no case in sight. You got to spend money, you know what I'm saying, after you spent your $1,000, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you put it on installment plans and you got to turn around and you got to cop a case, 40, 50, 60 bucks, you know, Tech 21, Case Logic, OtterBox, you know, the ones that they try to pimp you on in the carrier stores. Look, let me tell you a little something. Just go to Amazon and you won't pay any more than 12 bucks for a case. I guarantee. All right? I guarantee. Now, ladies and gentlemen, oh Lord, woo, here is our Samsung Galaxy A51 here with the Prism Crush Blue, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, it is so beautiful. Look at that. So sexy. Woo. Feels good in the hands. Yeah. Okay. So I know we got some juice here. All right, so I'll go ahead and let that boot up and we'll go through the rest of the inbox contents and then we'll come on back to the device. All right. So, ladies and gents, here is our 15-watt wall adapter right there. We'll push that aside. And here is our USB Type-C A to Type-C connector for charging. And Samsung was kind enough to put some headphones into the box for us as well. Now, I won't be using these because I've got a pair of the Galaxy Buds, but you know, it's a nice gesture. You know, appreciate that, Samsung. All right, now get some of this other stuff out of the way and let's get back to the device here. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here is the device, and as you can see here, we've got the little buttonhole at the top of the device. Now let's go ahead and switch this to English. Okay, English, United States. There we go. All right, now, real quick before I go any further, I just want to lace you guys on something real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole purpose of this channel is to save you guys as much money as possible and to teach you guys as much about these devices as possible so that you know exactly what you're getting into if you want to commit to one of these devices. Now, am I the only one that notices this? You guys I know that I'm not the only one that pays attention to this, right? Now look at this phone, ladies and gentlemen. Look at here. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Now look at this device. What does this phone look like? It looks like the Note 10, right? Just without the curves bleeding over the edge, right? The reason why I brought that up is because I've said this in a Samsung video that I did a while ago, that the new S series that's getting ready to come out, you know, the new S20, the S20 Plus, and then the S20 Ultra, right? And you already know, I mean, you know, February 11th, Samsung Unpacked event. Okay, yeah, of course I'm going to tune into that, right? But they're getting ready to release the new S series devices. And if you pay attention, I've told you guys that the S series devices are nothing more than the previous Note device, just with the new processor. Maybe they got a couple of extra features. They've beefed up the camera slightly. That's all the S series is. And so it seems like with the A series here, the A series has also gotten a little bit of a design overhaul, and this looks just like the Note. So it's like if you're a big fan of the way that the Note looks, but you don't want to spend $1,100 on a Note 10, it's a little less now, but when it came out, you had the Note 10, the smaller variant, that was like $999, and then the Note 10 Plus was like $1,100. You can cop yourself one of these, and you still got that look of the Note. Or if you just want to wait till January 31st, 2020 of this month, when that new Samsung Galaxy A51 is coming out, and that's really what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? No knock on the A51 here, but that Samsung A70 was a beast. So I'm definitely looking to see how Samsung is going to, you know, one up the A70, because that was a dope device. And these devices, they're much cheaper, and they have most of the features and functions that a lot of the high-end devices have. So, you know, is it even necessary to cop the new S series? I'm probably not even gonna cop that joint. I mean, of course I'm gonna lay eyes on it and see what it's about, but you know, you got devices like this, the A71 that's coming out at the end of end of January 31st. I mean, unless you really want it, there just ain't really no need to go out and spend all that money that I know Samsung is gonna be charging for these new S series devices. And if you're all about the Note, then man, you're still solid with the Note 10. There's no need for you to upgrade from the Note 10 to the S20 and then from the S20 to the Note 11. You know what I'm saying? Just wait for the next Note to come out, because that's all the S series is. This S series phone that's getting ready to drop is nothing more than a Note 10 Plus without the S Pen and the new Snapdragon processor. Ooh. Now, I'm not trying to sound like a Samsung hater. I'm just telling you guys what the business is. And if you go back and pay attention, you'll notice that. And I've said this in other Samsung videos before. The S series phone is nothing more than the Note that was released prior to its release. That's all it is. So don't get caught up in the hype, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in the hype. Now, 6.5 inch from corner to corner AMOLED display. Super AMOLED display, might I add, because that's just what Samsung does. All right, corner to corner, as you can see, we've got some thin bezels around the sides, the top and the bottom, very reminiscent to the Samsung Galaxy S10e. Now, on the right side of the device, we've got the power sleep button and the volume rocker right next to one another. At the top of the device, we've got nothing but a little noise canceling microphone right there. I don't seem to see any antenna lines. On the left side of the device, we have the SIM tray, and that appears to be it. No, there is no dedicated Bixby button on the left side of the phone, so that's a plus. On the bottom of the device, we've got the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack here. Here's our Type-C port, and here is another noise canceling microphone, and there's our bottom firing speaker. I do not believe that this phone has dual stereo speakers, but I will test that out once we get into the software. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here is our quad camera system right there, and on the back, and this is so beautiful. We've got a little Samsung branding right there, and if you could see just like the different little color tones when the light shines off of it, I mean, this is a thing of beauty, and I understand that this thing is plastic. I don't mind that at all whatsoever. The camera hump, it does not protrude much at all. And so if your phone is sitting on a flat surface without the case, you're gonna get minimal rockage. You know what I'm saying? Can I say rockage? You know what I'm saying? I mean, minimal rockage. You know what I'm saying? Your phone is not gonna rock much. You know what I mean? But I mean, if you put the case on it, then the case usually has a little bit of a lip that will slightly go above the camera, so that even if your phone is sitting on a flat surface, then the phone is not sitting directly on the camera. Okay, you don't want that because you don't want to scratch up the lenses, which could affect your overall camera performance. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to do that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, I am going to go ahead and pause the video for a moment. Go ahead and get this phone set up, get to the desktop, and then I'll be right back. We'll browse through the software a little bit, check out some of the features and the functions, check out the camera a little bit, and then we'll close this thing on out. All right, hold it down. All right, y'all, we are back in, and welcome to the desktop for the new Samsung Galaxy A51. Now, after playing with this device for the past half hour, 45 minutes, just going through everything and doing all the updates to the pre-installed applications and all that type of deal, man, this phone is completely loaded from top to bottom. And this is one of those devices where, you know, I think that phones like this, it kind of makes me question what exactly is Samsung trying to do here, because phones like this seems like these are the types of devices that will hurt sales for their upper echelon type of devices. You know what I mean? You know, the new S20 series that's getting ready to come out, and then later on in the year, we're going to see the Note 11. These A series devices are no joke. And I understand, wanting to appeal to the masses and have different price ranges for different folk. But, that's one aspect of it. And that's smart for Samsung to do that, because you don't want to price yourself out of the arena. You definitely want to have devices that are going to fit the budget of the masses. But, this phone is so cold to where it's like, you're not really missing much, you know what I'm saying? If you have one of these or the A71 and you decide to rock with one of these two devices over the S20, or even later on down the line, the new Note. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not really missing much. I mean, okay, yeah, those devices, they may be a little bit more powerful in the camera department, S Pens and, stereo speakers and all that kind of thing, the newer processor. But I mean, for those of you that aren't really too gung-ho over specifications like that, and you just want a really good quality device that's going to do what you need it to do, take really nice pictures and video, being able to, get into your applications in a snappy fashion, do a little bit of multitasking, a little bit of social media, watching content on these beautiful Super AMOLED displays. These devices are more than suitable to be able to take care of those needs for you, and you've got just about all the features and functions that you're going to see on those top tier expensive devices here at a fraction of the cost. My goodness. So again, ladies and gentlemen, the device here is very beautiful. You can see that beautiful prism crushed blue exterior here. Now this is plastic here, or glasstic. It looks like it's glass, but it's plastic. It's got that little shine to it. It's a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, not that big of a deal. Definitely, keep the case that came in it on top of it just to protect it. This phone is definitely a head turning type of device. I mean, if I saw somebody with this to their ear, I'm definitely going to stop them and be like, hey bro, look, or excuse me, ma'am, I don't mean to interrupt your conversation, but what you got there? Because that's nice. Like, this device is one of those types of devices where you're going to turn some heads when people see you talking on this with your, with it up to your face, talking on the phone. But yeah, I mean, this thing is just a thing of beauty. And of course, as I mentioned, 6.5 inches corner to corner. The edges around it are rounded from the sides to the back, which makes it for a very comfortable hold in the hand. Again, this is a 6.5 inch display. A little bit of a different aspect ratio, 20:9 as opposed to 19:9. I know that 21:9 was a thing that Sony introduced last year in 2019, and then Motorola kind of bit off of it and made their own iterations of a 21:9 aspect ratio device. But now we're starting to see, these different aspect ratios, taller displays, become more of a thing here in 2020. And so, again, we do have Android 10 fresh out of the box. We're running One UI 2. I know that Samsung recently introduced One UI 1, and to me, One UI 1 was a hit. Definitely one of my most favorite user interfaces in 2019, and it's good to see that they're continuously updating it to try to make it better. Now, I've yet to know what all the differences are between One UI 1 versus One UI 2, so I will learn that, and stay tuned for the pristine review, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, just so I can identify what the differences are to you guys, and you guys can check that out for yourselves. Yeah, this phone, ladies and gentlemen, is it's very, very surprising. Now, when you go ahead and you lock the device, you have little touch gestures like, well, for one, you've got the always on display there, and then you've got your under the display fingerprint sensor right there. Now, this to me was a little bit spotty on the S10 and the S10 Plus. It was a little bit spotty on the A70 as well. Same thing with the Note 10. I know that there were some updates that were unveiled that supposedly made it a little bit better, but I think by that point, I had traded my S10 Plus in for the Galaxy Fold, and the Fold's fingerprint sensor is on the side as opposed to under the display. But you'll notice when I touch this thing here, you have to definitely place your thumb on the right spot, and you have to hold it there momentarily while it scans your thumb, and then it gets into the phone. Now, if you do it correctly, as you just saw, it's going to get into the phone with no problems at all whatsoever. Now, if I lock the device and I double tap the display and I hold it up, you'll see that this fingerprints, or the facial recognition, is super quick. And I've got it set up to where, you have to swipe up, but you can change that under the settings. And so you can set it up to where once your face is recognized, then it's just going to go right into your desktop, as opposed to having to, do an extra swipe feature to get into your desktop. All right. Now, it is confirmed that this is the 4 gigabyte variant. This is not the 6 gigabyte variant. And that is okay with me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mind that at all whatsoever. Would it be nice to have 2 additional gigs of RAM? Yeah, but the 4 gigs does this device just fine. It is buttery smooth here. Now, we don't have like a 90 hertz display or anything like that. This is a 60 hertz display, but the display is very responsive to the touch, as you can see. If I swipe hard to the right, this is going to bring up Bixby. And, it would be nice to be able to change that to a Google Now feed, but you don't have the ability to do that. But I found with previous Samsung devices, Bixby's not really all that bad. People slam it and make it seem like it's trash, but it's really not. I think a lot of people that say those things probably aren't really using it because they're so used to the Google Now feed, and that's all they're used to. And it's like, you got to expand your mind a little bit, you know what I mean, and be open to different things. Bixby is actually pretty solid. And just like on my Google Now feed, I can also get similar type of information, news on phones, scores or updates on my teams, or just, different players and things that I follow on my sports teams, all that kind of thing, right? So, Bixby is pretty useful, and, you just, if you need to use it, you just say, hey, Bixby. And, it's there for you, for you to, give you different bits and pieces of information, help you with directions. It can read out text messages, so it can be pretty convenient. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that too, we don't have a dedicated button here for Bixby. So the power button, if you hold that down, that activates Bixby. Or if you just simply say, hey, Bixby, then it will activate Bixby. All right. Now, again, Android 10, if you swipe down from anywhere on the display pretty much, it's going to take you to your app tray. And this is what this is. And these are all the pre-installed application. I have yet to install anything on this device because I want to show you guys the true amount of gigs of storage that you're getting fresh out of the box with this thing. And I'll get into that momentarily. But swipe down once to get into your app tray. Swipe down again. And you can swipe up or down to get into your app tray. If you swipe down from the top, that's going to get you to some of your quick toggles and your notifications. Swipe down again. It's going to take you to all of your quick toggles. And as you can see, there's a bunch of them. Now, I've already customized them just to kind of have them where I like them to be. And I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit here, just so you guys can get a little bit of a closer look at that. All right. But yeah, I mean, these are all of the quick toggles that you have fresh out of the box. And then, you can maneuver them around how you see fit. And how you do that, you see the little 3 dots right there. You just hit that and you hit button order, and it's going to take you to your quick gestures, and you just long press and move them around how you see fit. And then when you're done, just hit done, and that's the extent of it. All right. Now, to get to your settings menu, you can hit the little screw icon right there. To power off your device, you can just hit the little power button right there, and you can power off, restart, or turn on emergency mode. Okay. Or we have a search key right there. And this is tips. Finder will access native apps and your device storage to search for items. Okay. So if you're just looking for something, if you don't want to scroll through your apps tray or anything like that, then you can just hit that little magnifying glass, and you can search for whatever app that you need, and it'll take you right to it. All right, now let's go into the settings. Now we've got connections. All right, and if we go to connections, as you can see, we've got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, phone visibility, airplane mode, data usage, SIM card manager, mobile hotspot and tethering, and more connection settings. And so if we tap on that, we've got nearby device scanning, printing, mirror link, VPN, private DNS, and Ethernet. All right, now this phone does have NFC, and I thought that was under the connections. Let's see if we go to Bluetooth. No, it's not under that. Phone visibility. Nope, it's not under that. It's somewhere on here. Well, let's see. Okay, so let's see. NFC. Boom. There you go. Okay, so as you can see, NFC is disabled, but this is where NFC lives. And so we do have NFC on this device, ladies and gentlemen. So I just wanted to show that really quickly. All right, so we've got sounds and vibration, notifications. And if we click on notifications, I mean, it is surprising the amount of different features that we've got on this device. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, Samsung, they just didn't leave any stone unturned. You've literally got everything that you would need to customize your device. Let me get out this jacket here because it's a little warm in the room here up under all these bright lights. Okay. But yeah, and so again, this is where you can toggle a lot of the notifications and notification behaviors, things of that nature, different notifications that you may want to turn off or things that you don't want to get notification sounds and stuff from. This is where you're going to do all that stuff from. Now, when you go to status bar here, I like this because I'm not really a big fan of at the top, at the left corner of my devices, how a lot of times there's like a bunch of icons there for different notifications that you receive. I like that on the Samsung devices here. You can choose to have a number of all the notifications to alleviate a bunch of different little icons being across the top left of your screen, or you can just hit the 3 most, or you can hit all, which this is going to show all of the notifications, or as much as it can from the left onto the little buttonhole camera right there. But me, I just hit number. So if I've got 10 notifications, then it's just going to tell me right there in that little circle next to the time, you've got 10, and I can scroll down, and that's going to access all of my 10 notifications. All right, now this is also where you can turn on battery percentage, which I have that turned on, and that's a nice feature because you can just quickly glance at the battery percentage, and you know exactly what you're working with as far as battery life. All right, I'm a fan of that. So I just wanted to show that. That's where you go to be able to toggle your status bar, where you can change up how you want your notifications to appear at the top left of your device. All right, now we'll get out of that. Now, we've got sound and vibration notifications, display, brightness, adaptive brightness. As you can see, the brightness right there where it's at, and this screen gets very bright. I'm not exactly sure what the top end amount of nits are that it tops out at, but this phone gets extremely bright. You're not going to have any problems with viewing angles, different type of lighting situations. You're just not going to have a problem with this device, man. I mean, it's a super AMOLED display. Color accuracy and everything is nice and vibrant colors. Words and everything they pop out at you. You know, it's a big screen. I mean, so, you know, you shouldn't have a problem, you know, viewing content or reading things, you know, no matter what the lighting conditions are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this device, the display is going to have you covered. All right, now we've got blue light filter, dark mode, which I already have that enabled. When I turn that off, then, you know, everything just goes back light. But me having challenged vision, you know, having on that dark mode really helps me see things much better and much clearer. All right, now we've got screen mode. Okay, now this is where you can toggle the white balance and things of that nature. Now you don't see those options right here and there because by default it's on natural, right? And things look good. But if you hit vivid, you notice a color. You notice a bit of a shift in colors. Colors pop way more and they're way more vibrant. But then you'll notice here at the bottom, when it's in vivid, this is where you can change your white balance to either cool or warm. And I like to keep it right in the middle. But if you want to change your RGB, then you just hit advanced settings. And this is where you can change your red, green, and your blue and customize that to how you want the device to be. All right. So that's where you do that. And so just for the sake of the video, I'm going to keep it on natural. And we'll go ahead and go out of that. But I just wanted to show you that that's where you go to toggle your RGB settings if that's something that you want to do. Okay, so then we got font size and style. We go to that and you can, I always like to have bold letters. And so, I click on that, just makes the letters a little bit more visible. Again, for those of us that have challenged sight, then, enabling those bold letters are definitely going to help pay dividends with you being able to read content. All right, and then you can change the font size right here, to get the letters as small as you want or as large as you want to help you be able to read things properly. All right. Now, we've got screen zoom, full screen apps, screen timeout, home screen, easy mode, edge screen. Now, on this device, we do have the edge panel. Now, typically, we only see that on a lot of the flagship devices, but they are now being implemented into the mid-range devices. And so that's what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, don't sleep on these A-series phones because they're packing a lot of bang for your buck. And this is proof, again, that you don't need to go and spend top dollar, you know what I'm saying? I mean, on a new Samsung phone. I think either this or that new A51 that's dropping on the 31st of this month. You cop that. You got the new design with the buttonhole selfie camera right in the middle of the display. The S20, that's exactly what it looks like. So, it's like, why go and spend money for the S20 when you can cop yourself either this or that A71? You got the new design and you've got all the features and functions and bells and whistles that you're going to need to get you through, and you save yourself a boatload of cash. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about this money, man. You know what I'm saying? I do not like to spend money. I am shrewd with cash. You know what I'm saying? And I check my account at several times a day. And if a penny of my money is unaccounted for, or I'm on the phone with customer service at my credit union you better give me an explanation where that penny went, or it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Save a buck. A51 or A71. You know what I mean? But as you can see there, we also have edge lighting. And that's just like when you get a notification, you can, you'll see like a little ring of light around the whole display. It's a very, very dope looking animation. It's very striking to the eye when it happens. You know what I mean? And a lot of people that have seen that on phones that didn't know that such a thing existed, they're like, whoa, what is that? And then they're disappointed when they find out that they don't have that feature on whatever their device is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, you know, it's not a necessary feature, but it's dope to have. You know what I'm saying? It looks really nice, you know what I'm saying, when you're getting notifications. All right. Now, all right, so we'll go ahead and get out of Edge screen, and we've got the navigation bar. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we change how we navigate the device. Now, for the sake of the video, I decided to just keep it on the 3 button capacitive keys there at the bottom. But if you want to go full screen gestures, and you can have the 3 lines at the bottom of the display like that. And you can choose the orientation. So even though I'm a lefty, I have I use all my phones in my right hand. And so it's easier for me to have the back button on the right, home in the middle, and recents on the left. But if you want this orientation and you want to change it, just select that. And now this is the back button, this is home, and then this is recent. But then another thing, under full screen gestures, if you go to more options, I see that Samsung added a new feature, and that's the swipe from sides and bottom. So now you got allow back gesture on keyboard, then you got back gesture sensitivity, and you can lower or heighten the sensitivity. So basically, to go back, you swipe from the sides, and that's an Android 10 thing, it seems, right? But it's like you swipe from the sides to go back, and then to go home, you swipe up. And I've actually gotten really used to that after using my my Pixel 4 and my Lenovo Z6 Pro. So yeah, so you've got, you know, a different option there with the gestures, you know, if that's what your little heart desires. Now, we've got accidental touch protection, which you always want to enable that, because if the phone is just chilling in your pocket, you know, you don't want accidental app launches, or you don't want to butt dial someone, you know, call somebody or send somebody something messed up that you weren't intending to send them. So it's good to turn that on. And then you got trust sensitivity, show charging information, and then screensaver. And then mind you, under all these different categories, if there's something else that you're looking for, it'll say right here at the bottom, looking for something else, and it'll say language and input, visibility, and enhancements are always on display. And that's always just going to be based on the category that you're looking under. So since I'm under the display category, these are the different things that the phone thinks that I could be possibly looking for. All right. So the information at the bottom is always going to differ based on the category in which you're looking under. All right. So now we'll go out of display. Then we've got wallpaper, themes, lock screen. Now, lock screen, this is where you can go to change your screen lock type, smart lock, secure lock settings, always on display, wallpaper services, clock style, roaming dock, face widgets, contact information, notifications, shortcut, and about lock screen. So you can see you've got tons of things to change on your lock screen if that's what you would like to do. Now you've got biometrics and security. So this is where you can also get in and kind of tweak or add. You could recalibrate your facial recognition, or you can add more fingerprints if that's what you'd like to do, that kind of thing. All that thing lives under biometrics and security. Now, under privacy, you got permission manager, send diagnostic data, receive marketing information, autofill service from Google, Google location history, activity controls, ads, usage, and diagnostics, location, backup, accounts and backup, Google, advanced features, digital well-being and parental controls, device care, apps, general management, accessibility, software update, tips, and user manual, and about phone. So you can see you've got a lot of stuff here. Real quick, now if we pop into about phone real quick, this is going to tell you, you know, the status of your device. Okay, I currently don't have my SIM card in here, so certain things aren't going to be listed, but I guess that's cool, just because I don't want my personal information out there, like my phone number and everything, you know, displayed on my videos. But yeah, you go under status, and you've got SIM card, IMI, all that type of stuff there. Now, if we go to software information, this is where you are going to see we've got One UI version number 2, Android version 10. And so I just wanted to show you guys that just for your own confirmation that that is what we have running on this device fresh out of the box. Now, if we go to advanced features, this is where we're going to get into a lot of like the little features and settings and gestures and stuff like that. Now, if we go to side key, we can control what we want the home button to do. So we can do double press to quick launch the camera, to open Bixby, or open an app. And then if you choose to open an app, you can choose whichever one you want to open up by double pressing on the home key. All right, now press and hold, wake Bixby, or power off menu. Okay, and see, now I don't want to access Bixby, and now it just pops up. So I don't want to wake Bixby or anything like that. I like to use my voice for Bixby, so I'm just going to hit power off menu because that's what that button is for. And that's typically, you know, what I use it for. So how to power off your phone. If you're confused about how to do that, then you've got a tutorial here on how to power off your phone if in fact you elect to have your power button be a button to access Bixby. Okay, but as I just displayed here, if you choose press and hold, power off the menu. So now if you press and hold this button, it's going to take you to either power off, restart, or emergency mode. All right. So we'll go ahead and get out of that. Now we've got Bixby routines. I like to keep that on because Bixby routines basically just learns your routines. You know what I mean? And there's different things that you can do to kind of set it that can be very, very helpful to you. So Bixby routines is dope. I'll talk more about that in the full pristine review. But I'm a big fan of Bixby routines. Now, call and text on other devices. Now, what this is, ladies and gents, is the ability to use this phone's number to make and receive calls and text on your other Samsung devices. So, say if I just got this phone just chilling somewhere outside of my reach, but let's say I've got my Galaxy Fold right next to me. Well, I can turn on this feature and any calls or text messages that I get on my A51, if my Galaxy Fold is on, then I'll receive those text messages and phone calls on my Galaxy Fold, even though my SIM card is not in the Fold, but it's in my A51. That's a dope feature right there, right? Now, I'm probably never going to use it because whatever my main SIM card is in, I'm usually, that phone is always near me, like real close to me all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's just something else to think about. If you've got a Samsung tablet or something and your phone's not next to you, and you know you may be getting calls or notifications, then you can hit that and you can set it up to where you can receive those calls and text messages on your Samsung tablet, if that's what you happen to have in front of you at the time. So that's a pretty dope little feature. Now we got link to Windows, which is connect your phone to your computer so you can access your text notifications, recent photos, and more. I mean, so you know, you've got some options with this phone, man. This is crazy right here. All right, smart pop-up view, screenshots, direct share, reduce animation, motions and gestures, one-handed mode. Got that on, and just gives you a quick tutorial on how to access one-handed mode. And so we do have that feature on here again. This is a 6.5-inch display with a 20.9 aspect ratio. The phone is pretty long, and so, you know, those of us that got small hands, one-handed mode will definitely come in handy. All right, now game launcher, I've got that turned off. Dual messenger and send SOS message. Now, if we go into motions and gestures, we've got lift to wake up the phone. So if the phone is just sitting on a flat surface and you lift it up, it's going to wake it up. Okay, double tap to wake. Okay, you just simply double tap your screen when the phone is asleep, it wakes it up. Smart stay, what that is as long as you're looking at the phone, it won't go to sleep. All right. Smart alert. So smart alert is when your phone is face down and you pick it up, it's going to make a sound or it's going to vibrate indicating that you've got notifications. All right. Yeah, so see, your phone will vibrate when you pick it up after missing calls or receiving messages. All right, so that's smart alert. Easy mute. Okay, so mute home incoming calls and alarms by putting your hand over the screen or turning your phone face down. Oh boy. That's that creep life feature. You know what I'm saying? That's that living that double life. That's that living that double life feature. You know what I'm saying? Ron Isley with it. You know what I mean? Easy mute. Man, players. Man, you know what I'm saying? There you have it. that creep life feature. There you go right there. All right. Now, palm swipe to capture. Now, if you want to take a screenshot, you just simply take the palm of your hand and you very so lightly swipe it across the screen, and that takes a screenshot. Just like that. That simple. It's not the 3 fingers thing where you swipe down with your 3 fingers. It's just, you know, the palm of the hand. And you just swipe it across the screen ever so gently, and you're going to capture a screenshot. You know what I mean? All right. And then last one, swipe to call or send messages. All right. So like say if you're in your contact list or say you're in your recent call list and you want to call somebody, you just swipe one way to call them or swipe the other way to send them a quick message. And there you go, just like that. All right. So that's what we got, ladies and gentlemen, out of advanced features. Now, as you can see, there are tons of things to play around with this phone. And so, you know, I don't want to go through the whole category, but man, it's a lot. It is definitely a lot. So now what we'll do is we will go to the camera. All right. Now, as you can see by default, of course, we are in the photos viewfinder. All right. Now we do have that wide angle view, and I believe that's 123 or 125 degree wide angle view. You know what I mean? But you can see, you can get a lot of different things in the shot. All right. Zooms out pretty far. So we have live focus, and this is how we take portrait photos. Of course, we've got video. And when you click on more, we've got Bixby Vision, AR emoji, Pro Mode, Panorama, Macro, Food, Night, Super Slow-Mo, Slow Motion, and Hyperlapse. And then when we click on that little pin right there, it says drag modes to move them into the into or out of the modes. What? Tray at the bottom of the screen. Oh, okay. So you could this is where you can kind of drag the modes at the bottom of the screen so that they will be down here as opposed to having to hit that little more tab. All right. So we'll go to settings real quick. Check out the settings that we've got underneath the camera. We've got scene optimizer, shot suggestions, scan QR code, hold shutter button to, right now is set to take burst shots. You can take a picture or create a GIF or a GIF. All right, we'll just keep it by default, take burst shot. Save options. If you've got an SD card in the phone, you can choose whether or not you want the pictures or your videos to save either to the phone or to the SD card. All right, now for video, rear video size 16:9 right now is set to 1080p. We can have it full screen or 1:1. And then here you can see that we do have the ability to record in 4K. And by default, it's set to 1080p. We can scale it down to 720 or we can scale it up to 4K. Now, 4K recording is capped out at 30 frames per second. But hey, at least we got it. And when I turn around and show off the selfie camera, I want to confirm because I think in my man Jay Will's video, he mentioned, if I don't want to twist up his words, but I believe he mentioned that this phone has the ability to record in 4K with the front facing camera. So I'll confirm that. Because I don't want to misquote my brother Jay. What's up, Jay? But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get out of that. And then, okay, so front video size. All right, so again, we've got the 16:9 full screen viewfinder or 1x1. Ah, yes. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So there is confirmation that yes, you can record in 4K with the front-facing selfie camera on this device right there. There it is, UHD 3840 by 2160. That is 4K resolution, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So again, by default, it's set on 1080p, and then you can scale it down to 720 if that's what your little heart desires. So how cool is that? $300 for a phone, and you got 4K recording on the front and back. That's pretty dope, right? Right. All right. So we've got high efficiency video stabilization, and real quick, let me see here, because I know this phone has electronic image stabilization, correct wobbies and instability while recording video using the rear camera. Okay, so yeah, you can turn that on, and that should provide you with some stabilization. All right, and under useful features, we've got HDR rich tones, picture as previewed, grid lines. Yes, I want that on. 3x3 location tags, shooting methods, watermark. Yes, let's turn on the watermark, and then we've got reset settings, contact us, and about camera. Okay, so now let's take a couple of photos here. And to my left here, ladies and gentlemen, I've got the boxes of all the phones that I'm reviewing right now. All right, and it's a few of them. I've been sitting on a couple videos, and then I bought a few more phones. And so, you know, I got to finish doing some editing, and then you guys will start to see these videos. But let me see here. Okay, nice and quick shutter speed right there. And let me go to the photo. Allow location information to be shown. Nope. And ladies and gentlemen, here's the photo, and you can see right there, it says Samsung quad camera shot with my Galaxy A51. And you can see there's the box of the A51. The box in the middle is the Lenovo Z6 Pro. And the box there on the right is for the Google Pixel 4. And so these are all the devices that I'm working on reviews on. You guys will see those shortly. But that is a very, very nice looking device. I mean, you see the little, you know, I got the vibe set, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and zoom on out. You know what I mean? I got my little good smelling vanilla candle burning up there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, you know, have to set the mood, you know what I'm saying? So I can holler at y'all, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's a very nice looking photo right there. So now I will go back and let's see if we can. Oh wow, Bixby. I mean, you know, the phone is talking to me. All right. Oh, let me see. Let me swipe up. Okay, yes. So if you swipe up or down, then that's how you can change the camera orientation from the rear snapper to the selfie camera. All right. So I'm gonna take a nice little selfie right here. All right. So let's check that out. Real good looking photo right there. You know what I'm saying? And the cat that's in the photo is pretty handsome too. You know what I mean? God didn't make he didn't make no mistakes with this right here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Now, nice looking photo right there. And of course, I'm gonna have a dedicated camera review for you guys to check out to fully display this phone's camera capabilities and video capabilities. All right. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then of course, you know, we've got all of these after you take a photo, you've got a lot of these different things down here that you can customize the photo to kind of make it look how you want. If you want to make it, give it a bit of a cartoonish look, you know what I'm saying, or something of that sort, you can do that. You know, for portrait shots, you know, I believe that after you take the portrait, you can blur the background more or less, you know, depending on how you like for it to be. So you've got a lot of different things that you can utilize with this camera. Okay. So, you know, man, yeah, this see, it's stuff like this that excites me, ladies and gentlemen, because again, there's no reason to have to pay, anywhere from $500 to $1,000. It's not even necessary anymore. You know what I'm saying? $500 to $1,000. It's not necessary. It's really not. And I know my man Jay Will was saying that he's blown away by this phone. He was saying that this could very well be his phone of the year. And it could very well be. I passed up on the A50 because I got the A70. And I think, the A70, it's obviously 70 is a higher number than 50. So I think the A70 was offering a little bit more than the 50, but the A50 is still a good phone, and you can get that at a really good price right now as well. If you're not so gung ho on having to have the latest and the greatest. But if you want a new device, new Samsung device, this phone is extremely beautiful. Here it is again in all of its glory as I zoom in on it a little bit. Got the buttonhole camera right there in the middle. So the design is on point, with what we've seen from the Note 10. I think the Note 10 to this day is still one of the most attractive devices that is out there. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for letting me bend your ear for a little bit about the new Samsung Galaxy A51. You already know, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I've done like this one. And keep it locked at Pristine Mobile Tech, because I've got so much more content to come. Be sure to hit that notifications bell so that every time my videos go live, you'll get notified that Pristine Mobile Tech just uploaded something. And please be the first to check out the content and get down in the comment section and let me know what you think about what you saw. Hit me with any questions, comments, or feedback, because the comment section is where I'm going to be chilling at, responding to a lot of your questions, comments, and feedback. All right. Now, again, link is in the description if this device is something that you see yourself potentially rocking. And like I said, keep it locked, because I'm going to have a dedicated camera review, and then that's going to be followed with the full Pristine review. You guys already know the order of business. That's how I rock it. All right. So again, much love to all of my subscribers. We're going to keep this thing moving and doing it big in 2020. Much love. And I thank you guys for all the love and the support, because my channel wouldn't have reached the heights in which it has without you guys. And so I pray that you continue to show your love and support for what I'm doing, and we'll keep this thing going until the wheels fall off, baby. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So you already know, please stay safe, get spiritually fit. We're definitely living in the last days, and I ain't saying that to scare nobody. That's just the reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying? All of my firm believers in Christ out there, you already know. If you read Revelations, you know a lot of stuff that is going on to this day was written. You know what I'm saying? And that lets me know that the second coming of our Christ is near. You know what I'm saying? So don't waste no time into thinking that you got all day to get your life right. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow ain't promised. You know what I'm saying? The end of this video ain't promised. You know what I'm saying? If you watching this video, not saying that to scare you, just the reality of the situation. All right. Get spiritually fit. Get your life right with Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because believe it or not, he brought you to this point where you are right now, no matter what you got going on in your life. And I like to tell y'all about it, about him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's brought me a mighty long way. According to a lot of people, I ain't supposed to be where I'm at right now, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. And as long as Christ is for me, it don't matter who against me. Don't even matter. You know what I mean? So, man, food for thought. Y'all do the dishes, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.